What kind of space was it exactly that actually required the Dodi bloodline power of Xiaoyan and the others in order to enter? If you enjoy my way of explaining and storytelling, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating. Continuing from the previous chapter, they had come to the ruins left behind after the Emperor Alliance was destroyed in the past. Before my father and the others fell, they seemed to have left something behind here. After saying this, Long Yuan immediately swept toward the vast mountain range adjacent to the Dragon Emperor Plain. Seeing this, Xiao Yan and the others also moved their bodies and quickly followed behind him. The Dodi mountain range was located behind the Dragon Emperor Plain. At the same time, it was also the absolute forbidden zone of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Normally, only the clan leader Long Yuan and the Supreme Elders were allowed to enter. At this moment, in the center of the mountain range, stood dozens of figures. They were precisely the high-ranking members of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, along with Xiao Yan and his companions. Xiao Yan's gaze swept across the surroundings. Suddenly he noticed that on a broken stone pillar, several hundred jang tall ahead, the faint words Ice Clan could still be seen. Haha. The Ice Clan had already been destroyed by the evil tribe when I was breaking through earlier. I once had some dealings with the Ice Clan's clan leader. The ancient heavenly serpent ancestor beside him explained. Although 10,000 years have already passed, I still vaguely remember that the ancient Emperor Alliance once had more than 60 races and over 50 powerful secti forces. But after searching through this ruin, the number of ancient races and sects whose traces can still be found is fewer than 20. Hearing this, Long Yuan also let out a sigh. Right. Xiao Yan suddenly remembered something. He turned toward Gu Yuan and the others and asked, "You said earlier that you had already arrived here long ago. Did you bring them back to the Doqi continent?" Upon hearing this, Zhu Kun shook his head. "If we could open a passage back to the Doqi continent, we wouldn't have needed to wait so anxiously for you to return. What happened?" Hearing Xiao Yan's question, Gu Yuan said helplessly, "Think about it carefully. When you took us away from the Doqi continent back then, what did you do there?" Only then did Xiao Yan react. When he left the Doqi continent several years ago, he had thought about something. Since it was possible to leave, it should also be possible to return as long as one had sufficient strength. Therefore, he sealed all passages leading to the Doqi continent and erased every trace of their departure. However, Gu Yuan and Zhu Kun had never expected that Xiao Yan would erase the traces so thoroughly. So much so that when they wanted to return to the Doqi continent, they didn't even know the direction anymore. Thus, they could only wait for Xiao Yan. At this moment, Medusa Kailin said, "Let's set aside the matter of the Doqi continent for now. We should first deal with what's in front of us." Long Yuan also spoke. "When I advanced to Heavenly Supreme several thousand years ago, I once investigated this place. I sensed that there was a hidden space here. I tried to open it using the power of my bloodline, but I discovered that I could not do it, although I was confident that I could force it open. Doing so might destroy that space. After research, I eventually discovered that two conditions must be met to open it. That is why, for so many years, I have been searching for the Doqi continent." "What conditions?" Xiao Yan asked eagerly. "First, opening that space requires the power of 2 Dodi bloodlines. Second, one of them must contain the bloodline of the ancient Void Dragon tribe," Long Yuan replied. Then he turned his gaze towards Xiaoyan, Gu Yuan and the others. "Next, I will reveal that hidden space. I'll leave the task of opening it to all of you." As soon as he finished speaking, Long Yuan stepped forward. A powerful aura instantly spread outward. Immediately afterward, a drop of purple gold essence blood, the size of a fingernail, shot out from his body. With a flick of his finger, the essence blood instantly merged into the void ahead. Under everyone's watchful eyes, that region of space began to ripple. But it did not form a passage. "We still need a second Dodi bloodline." Seeing this, Long Yuan turned around and said. Upon hearing this, Gu Yuan stepped forward. "I'll do it. I am the clan leader of the Gu clan Gu Yuan. My bloodline power can serve as the second required bloodline." He raised his hand slightly. A cold flash passed across his fingertip. A drop of blood containing immense spiritual power quickly dripped out and floated before him. Then Gu Yuan flicked his finger. The essence blood shot directly into the rippling space ahead. At this moment, everyone held their breath and waited for the space to open. However, after more than 10 minutes passed, many people began to show expressions of disappointment. Long Yuan said in confusion, "Do we still need a third bloodline? I'll do it." The ancient heavenly serpent ancestor stepped forward. He also flicked a drop of essence blood into the rippling space. With the addition of the third drop of blood, the space finally began to show greater movement. Moments later, the range of the spatial ripples rapidly expanded to several thousand zhang. A vast distorted space appeared before everyone. Has it opened? At this moment, Long Yuan was extremely excited. Unable to restrain himself, he even began singing. "I waited so long, and finally today has come. I dreamed for so long, and finally the dream has come true." As the song ended, Long Yuan slowly rose into the air. He pressed his palm against the twisted void. Then, before everyone's eyes, his body directly entered that space. It succeeded. An overwhelming wave of joy filled everyone's hearts, because they knew that the vanished Long Yuan had certainly entered that space. Let's go take a look as well. Dozens of elders of the ancient Void Dragon tribe looked at each other and smiled. Their bodies immediately shot into the sky. They also longed to investigate the ruins left behind by their ancestors. However, the moment they touched the space, a burst of dazzling light suddenly erupted from within. All of those elders were instantly repelled. Gu Yuan and the others behind them were stunned by this sudden change. They were actually unable to enter that space. Seeing this, Xiao Yan wondered if perhaps anyone who tried to enter needed the 3 Dudi bloodlines as a trigger. An Earth Supreme Elder stepped forward from the crowd. Opening his mouth, he spat out a drop of ancient Void Dragon essence blood. Then he looked toward Gu Yuan and the others. Clearly, he wanted to try again by combining 3 Dodi bloodlines. Soon, Gu Yuan and Kai Lin each condensed a drop of essence blood. The elder rushed toward the space again, but the moment he touched it, the dazzling light erupted once more and blasted him away. What's going on? The entire area erupted into noise. No one could understand this phenomenon. After all, Long Yuan had successfully entered earlier. Could it be that this space only allowed one person to enter? While everyone was confused, Xiao Yan turned to Kai Lin and said, "I'll try. You stay here and wait for me." Xiao Yan's actions immediately drew everyone's attention. They saw him flick a drop of essence blood from his fingertip. This drop of blood caused many experts of the ancient Void Dragon tribe to feel shocked, because within this blood they sensed 3 different powers. One of them was actually the unique aura of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Xiao Yan actually possessed the bloodline power of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. There was also the bloodline similar to that of Gu Yuan's Gu clan, along with Xiao Yan's own bloodline power. 3 bloodline powers gathered within a single person. Perhaps it could succeed. Xiao Yan appeared before the distorted spatial waves. The drop of essence blood in his palm lightly pressed against the void. Immediately, he felt a powerful suction force envelop his entire body. The scenery before his eyes quickly blurred. He went in. Xiao Yan's successful entry caused everyone to cheer. However, after that, no one dared to rashly rush into that space again. They speculated that perhaps only those who possessed specific Dudi bloodlines simultaneously could enter. As for why Long Yuan had been able to enter, it was probably due to his terrifying strength as a heavenly supreme. What they could do now was simply wait here for Long Yuan and Xiao Yan to return, and hope that the 2 of them would bring back the treasures left behind by the ancestors of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Xiao Yan was puzzled. Why was it said that a Doge was actually the strongest being of the Do-Chi continent, even capable of condensing 22 flames, controlling 18 thunders, fighting across myriad worlds, and transforming into the core of Do-Chi? Continuing from the previous chapter, this was a vast and boundless space world. However, this world appeared completely devoid of life. It was as if even the air itself had stopped moving. Across the shattered land, the only things that drew attention were the black stone steles, each several jang tall. In a certain part of this world, a figure appeared within a distortion of space. It was Long Yuan who had entered this spatial world. At this moment his gaze swept across the surroundings. Then it suddenly froze. He wondered whether he was the only one who had entered this space. But this thought was quickly dismissed, because he sensed that another aura had appeared 10,000 li away. It was Xiao Yan's aura. Xiao Yan had also successfully entered. Long Yuan immediately moved. His figure vanished from the spot in an instant. Meanwhile, 10,000 li away, Xiao Yan was also beginning to investigate this spatial world. The first thing that caught his eye was those black stone steles. His gaze soon narrowed, because he faintly sensed that beneath those steles there was a dark and filthy aura that made him feel extremely uncomfortable. You felt it too. Long Yuan's voice suddenly came from not far away. "Let's go. These filthy things. Today I will eliminate them one by one." Long Yuan's words carried an icy killing intent, because it was precisely these things that had caused the destruction of the ancient Emperor Alliance. Xiao Yan nodded. Then his body moved, and he directly rushed toward those enormous stone steles. As the two gradually approached them, the ancient characters carved upon the steles slowly became clearer. At that moment, even a powerful expert like Long Yuan began trembling uncontrollably. Then Xiao Yan slowly read the characters aloud. Do Qi 100 clans, heavenly clan leader. Tianqian 8 star. Dao Di killed 6 demon emperors and over 130 evil kings of the extraterritorial evil tribe fallen. Do Qi 100 clans, illusion clan leader. Yuan Aoqian 6 star. Dao Dai joined forces with Supreme Elder Huan Wutu, established the Great Myriad Illusion Formation, trapping 5 evil emperors and over 100 evil kings afterward, burned his Du Di body and emperor soul, severely injuring them all fallen. Do Qi 100 clans. Gu clan leader. Gu Yen 2 star. Dao Di perished, together with a demon emperor. Do Qi 100 clans. Honghuang clan leader fallen. Yuan clan fallen. Ice clan fallen. Do Qi 100 clans. Xiao clan Xiao Di fallen. Do Qi 100 clans. Dao Qi 100 sects. Xiao Yan's voice gradually became hoarse. Beside him, Long Yuan's eyes also turned blood red. At this moment, a determination that could never be shaken had formed in their hearts. That was, the Dao Qi continent and the extraterritorial evil tribe were irreconcilable enemies. From this day onward, the extraterritorial evil tribe was placed on Xiao Yan's list of targets to be eradicated. Within this vast spatial world, Xiao Yan and Long Yuan sat cross-legged. In front of them lay a piece of sheepskin parchment about 1 zhang wide. Xiao Yan was copying down every word from the stone steles. After an entire day of recording, Xiao Yan learned many details about the Emperor Alliance and the ancient Dao Qi continent from nearly 14,000 characters. There had once been 68 ancient races, 54 great ancient sects, 227 Do Di experts, 249 supreme experts belonging to the Great Thousand World. All of them had fallen in that battle. The 3 leaders of the Emperor Alliance were Dragon Emperor, the ancestor of the Ancient Void; Dragon Tribe, a mid-stage Earth Supreme; Xiao Di, the ancestor of the Xiao Clan, an early Earth Supreme; Yao Di, the ancestor of the Yao Clan, an early Earth Supreme. The last Yao Di was not the same Yao Di whose remnant soul had appeared when the Yao Clan was destroyed by the Hun Clan during Xiao Yan's time on the Doqi continent. Xiao Yan speculated that 2 Yao clans might have existed. The Hun clan was also recorded on the list. During ancient times, the strongest member of the Hun clan had only been a 2-star Dao Di. They were far from outstanding among the 100 clans. Xiao sighed. The ancestors of the Hun clan had once sacrificed their lives to protect the Doqi continent. Yet their descendant Hun Tiandi had sacrificed all the Hun clan experts in a blood ritual just to rule the continent. If the ancestors of the Han clan learned of this, they would probably be furious beyond measure. While Xiaoyan and Long Yuan were copying the inscriptions, they failed to notice that, on a stone stele several thousand zhang away, stood a small figure. It was a boy who appeared to be around 12 or 13 years old. The boy wore white robes and stood with his hands behind his back. He silently observed Xiaoyan and Long Yuan. Then he disappeared without making a sound. I wonder who recorded all of this. After finishing the copying, Xiaoyan said in confusion, "Logically speaking, all the experts of the ancient Emperor Alliance should have perished in that battle. If these were written by remnant souls, it would have been impossible for them to erect so many stone steles. Moreover, all the characters on these steles had the same size and shape. Clearly they were not the result of multiple remnant souls working together. This could only have been done by a single person. But such a feat was far beyond what a remnant soul could achieve. This could only mean one thing. Aside from Xiaoyan and Long Yuan, there was another existence in this spatial world. Suddenly, Xiaoyan frowned. He noticed that Long Yuan still seemed to be copying something. But the contents were not related to the battle of the ancient Emperor Alliance. "What is that?" Xiaoyan asked. "It was carved on a protruding stone stele," Long Yuan replied, then put down the brush in his hand. In front of him were several dozen characters. A doja is the strongest existence of the Doqi continent. Condense 22 flames, command 18 thunders, fight across myriad worlds, and become the core of Du Qi. Xiaoyan looked at the line and murmured, "What does this mean?" "A doja." Of course he knew what a doje was. It was precisely because he had advanced to doje at the age of 11 that he had been called the greatest genius of the Xiao clan in 100 years. The 22 flames referred to the 22 heavenly flames listed on the heavenly flame ranking. As for the 18 thunders, Xiaoyan thought of 9 mysterious golden lightning. Its power was strong enough to rival the purifying demonic lotus flame. Perhaps besides heavenly flames, the lightning of heaven and earth also had a ranking similar to the Great Thousand heavenly lightning ranking of the Great Thousand World. If such a lightning ranking existed, the 9 mysterious golden lightning would probably rank within the top 3. The phrase "fighting across myriad worlds" might refer to the ancient wars between the Du Qi continent and surrounding lower plains. But the phrase becoming the core of Du Qi confused Xiaoyan. However, what puzzled Xiaoyan even more was this. A doja, the very first stage of cultivation. How could it be related to heavenly flames, heavenly lightning, and countless lower plane worlds? Long Yuan said, "I once heard my father mention the term doja. It seemed to refer to a special kind of existence. And when he mentioned it, he said he himself was not a doji." Hearing this, Xiaoyan froze. Long Yuan's father was the great leader of the Emperor Alliance. His status and strength far surpassed that of a doji. Meanwhile, a doje was merely the beginning stage of cultivation. The gap between them was simply too great. Yet the Dragon Emperor actually claimed that he was not a doje. This made Xiaoyan suspect something. Could it be that the doje mentioned here was not the doje cultivation realm? After thinking for a moment, he said, "The ancient heavenly serpent ancestor once mentioned that during ancient times, the Dragon Emperor became the ruler of the Doqi continent, not because he was the strongest, but because he controlled the core of the Doqi continent. That is the plane core." Long Yuan explained, "Every lower plane possesses a core. This core exists together with the birth and destruction of that plane. That is the plane core. Whoever controls the plane core controls the entire lower plane. Even someone with weak power could easily kill a Do-Dai level expert. My father once told me this." Hearing this, Xiaoyan's heart trembled. Then he asked, "Then after the Dragon Emperor fell, where did the plane core he controlled go?" "I'm not certain whether what my father left behind was the plane core. I have never seen it and don't know where to start looking," Long Yuan said. "But let's try searching for it."